Hi, I'm Tracy.
And I'm Lonnie.
With One Plus Step. And today we're talking about 10 steps to take when you've been unemployed. And believe
Yes.
me, we've been there.
Been there, done that.
So, you want to start with the first one?
Yeah, so the first one is to kind of assess your financial situation. So things are changing for you. Obviously, you do not have a regular paycheck coming in. You kind of need to look at what do you have in savings, what's going out the door, what are your expenses, unemployment benefits, anything that you're kind of getting, and just kind of look at it and make sure how you're going to adjust in this time that you're unemployed.
Maybe you're getting a severance package,
Yeah.
right? Where you can use some of that money and help during this time. Maybe
Right.
you've qualified for unemployment. You can factor that into your budget. Basically, just assess where you are financially,
Right.
assess any money that might be coming in, and then just kind of know where you are.
Yep, and make a new budget. You're going to have to make a special budget for your unemployed time.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same because obviously you're not going to be paid the same, that you were at work, right? So
Right.
this is probably a reduced budget. There's probably things you're going to have to look at in terms of cutting things back. Things are changing, and you just need to assess where
And
you
it'll
are.
be temporary until you get your new job.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. So number 2, get help.
Yeah.
I would recommend that you look at an organization called 211.org. Again, that's 211.org. That organization will help you help you take a step in the right direction depending on what you're looking for. So the help that they provide are help with finances, help with food, help with pets. There's all kinds of things that they can do.
That wasn't around when we were there, was it?
No,
it's
no,
newer.
the internet
Just,
really
yeah,
wasn't,
I know,
that,
internet.
wasn't around much
like
during the Great
15
Recession.
years
I know.
ago.
A
It's
lot of
crazy to
things
think,
have
yeah.
changed
A
in
lot of
15
things.
years. So
Wow,
if
that
we would have
sounds
known
great.
that this was available, and it
Yeah.
wasn't
Nope.
when we were, at least we didn't know about it if
Wow.
it was, but they will connect you with the resources in your area, in your state. So for example, if you're looking for unemployment, right? Obviously you can go to your Department of Economic Security. That's where you
Right.
should go.
Right.
But if you didn't know anything about Department of Economic Security, you could go to 211.org and tell them what you're looking for, unemployment benefits, what state you're in, and they're going to put you to the website for your state.
So nice.
It is really nice.
Because
It is really
you're
nice.
not in a right frame of mind when you
Right.
when
If
you
you're
get unemployed. You're
Exactly.
stressed and everything. So it's nice to know you have a one-stop place to kind of direct you. I love
right,
it.
and if you lose your job and you don't have an emergency fund and you need food, you can go to 211.org and they will tell you where some food banks are in your community, right? So maybe you need to get on the food assistance program,
Yeah.
right? So they'll point you in the right direction depending on what you qualify for. So, they won't do the qualification, but wherever they go point you to, you'll do the qualification
Through
there. Right, so make sure that you're getting help. Apply for unemployment benefits that day. So the day you get laid off, even if they give you a severance package, even if your employer says, we're giving you a severance package, but we don't want you to file for unemployment, I highly encourage you, read the contract that you signed when
Right.
you leave, but I highly encourage you to apply for the benefits that you're entitled to. So whatever those benefits are.
Yeah.
Yeah, start it immediately because it does take time. So sometimes you may not even get an unemployment check for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah, that severance package, if you get one, is you're gonna go through that.
Yeah, but I think depending on where you are, your unemployment agency will look at your severance, and then they'll help you kind of figure out where that goes in unemployment. So
okay.
yeah, they may say, oh, that's a payment, right? So they may say you're not getting unemployment for this week, but then the next week when you don't have that payment anymore,
Got it.
unless your severance is a weekly payment, then it's pretty difficult, right? But they'll do the calculations and they'll let you know what you do and do not qualify for, and every state's different. So
that's
definitely
great.
check out 211.org. Or just go to your local state government website and it will show you where to apply for anything like unemployment insurance or food stamps, things like that. A supplementary nutrition assistance program, not called food stamps. Back in the day, it was called food stamps.
I remember those. The actual
It used to be stamps.
They're actual stamps, little books.
Yeah,
and everything.
nowadays it's like a debit card.
Is it?
So you just bring your debit card. Nobody even needs to know. There's even things like Women, Infant, Children program, where if you're pregnant or your wife's pregnant and you need some assistance there, they provide things like diapers and formula. And even then, back in the day, they used to provide it in canister form for the formula. The diapers, you used to have to go get the diapers. Nowadays, they give you like a card, and on the card, the debit card, you can only buy certain things. So only
Oh,
certain
there
things
you
would be
go.
approved,
Wow.
right? So anything not approved.
Technology.
Yeah, I know
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So get help, apply for the government programs that you are entitled to apply for, and get the benefits that you need as you're going through this difficult time. It's just going to help you to take one less thing in your mind as you're struggling through this difficult situation, if you can get that help.
Right. And you asked for help too, like when we were in, like from the school, right?
Yeah,
that
so the
was
day
like
you got,
Yeah.
literally the day he got unemployed, I went to the school and I said, do you have a free food program?
Yeah.
And they were like, absolutely. Back in the day when I asked for it, it was like a sheet of paper. I
Right,
signed it. They took my word for it. The kids were
Carbon
free.
copy, maybe. Even
They
who
maybe had
knows?
carbon. I don't think they had carbon copy back then, but it literally was, here, fill
Yeah.
out this form.
That was huge.
I filled the paper form out.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they don't have the paper forms. They might in your small town,
Yeah.
but in the bigger cities, everything is really done through the online
stuff.
And so, like with school food programs, you'll just go to your kid's school website and then
Yep.
just apply for their school lunch program. And let me tell you, the schools, at least here in Arizona, they want everybody to apply for it. Like they get more money the more
Yes.
people are on these programs. So even the ones that our kids used to go to on the website, they say, if you can, it doesn't matter, just apply. Like they just want, if you qualify, they want to give it to you. So it's good for you,
Yep.
but it's also good from them for a financial perspective. So
Awesome. So number 3. Okay, we've done all the first two things. So let's start actually looking for a job. So make sure you update your resume, use LinkedIn. I think that's even a more powerful tool these days, because so much more online stuff and networking. And then actively network everywhere every connection, every person that you know, any groups that are associated with the type of job that you want to get. Reach out to them, talk to them, tell them who you are, what you can do, what you have done, and just make an active focus on getting your new job.
yeah, leave no stone unturned.
None.
Even apply for things that are outside of your skill set.
Yeah.
So if you're an engineer, Lonnie would apply for everything, and so he actually made it to final rounds of like a financial advisor
Right.
job that he was applying for, and he never even
No.
balanced the budget, but he was so good at math they wanted him to apply.
Right.
You actually ended up accepting another job before the final
Right.
rounds, but Lonnie was actually looking for a job that was not part of his skill set. So leave no stone unturned. Apply for everything that you can that you might be interested. Don't apply for things that you know you're going to say no to. That's just wasting your time and everyone else's time.
Yeah, if you're very location dependent, like you're just not planning to move, then probably don't apply
Yeah,
for something
if-
that's like five states away.
Yeah, if you know you're going to say no to the job, don't apply for it.
Yeah.
Right? So have your goals in mind, know what you want, but don't apply to everything.
Right.
I made him apply to everything because we needed the health insurance and we
yeah.
needed the money, so he was going to do whatever he wanted. You actually even were looking for jobs like in other states.
Yeah, and I was like getting to a point where I was almost offered a job in Virginia, working as an engineer. It was an engineering job for the IRS. I don't even know what that even looked like.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
either,
and
but-
so
Just going to interrupt this video for just a moment, just to talk about skill set real briefly. We talked about how you can use your skill set in, to look for a job. We also talked about maybe finding a new skill set. One other thing you might want to do with your skill set is apply it to a different area of business. So if you're really good at marketing, right, but you market for a food company, maybe you look at marketing for like biotech, or you look at marketing maybe in an area where marketing is not really good, and you can provide like additional skill set or additional skills or experience that maybe that field doesn't already have. So consider looking not just in the area that you've been really good at, but looking beyond that. What other places will your skill set work in? Maybe take some time, write it on paper, the things that you are really good at, what makes you uniquely you, and then start looking at maybe industries that are hiring, and then how can you use that skill set in that industry. I will tell you right now, my background is engineering, but my passion is training. Most many, not most, many engineers are not good at teaching. Many of them are not good at explaining things like how other people would like to learn them. So I had to, take a skill set that I had, which was engineering, and figure out how can I apply that in an area such as training. And one of the things that I'm really uniquely good at is optimizing. So that's one of the things that my engineering background gives me. And so as I went to work into a training organization, I used the skill set that I had of engineering and optimization to really make the curriculum succinct. And instead of taking 2 to 3 hours to train something, I was able to train things in 20 minutes. And so that really saved the company. And then that's why they valued me as a trainer. So just kind of think through, like, what are the skill sets that you have and how can they be used in another area that maybe is hiring?
It was fascinating, but even to a point like things you don't think of. I mean, I was a consultant, so I was looking for consulting jobs.
Right.
Until my dad mentioned it, and I was like, oh, and it opened up a whole new avenue of jobs.
Right. So speaking of dad,
yeah.
Number 4, can any family member help you look for a job? So
Right.
ask your parents, ask your friends, ask your brother and sister. Do they know of anybody that needs work? Do they have any connections that you can use? It's not just your connections. It's not just your network. Expand your network to others around you.
Oh, yeah.
Ask your family members. Ask your church members. Ask everybody. Let them know that you're looking for a job. Don't feel embarrassed to ask for help, because you never know, that one person, that one connection can get you the dream job of the job of your dreams. Like,
oh yeah.
Just ask. And I know it's so hard. When we were unemployed, I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to tell anybody.
Nope.
It was just, but
Just
I
get
think
through it and be done, and then it
but I
never
just
happened.
think if we would have, it would have
Yeah.
been a lot easier. And because your dad recommended,
Right.
and then he had a friend that had a friend, right? You were able to get a job that
Oh my
you
gosh.
love to this
Yeah,
day.
yeah, it's a great job. So number 5 is consider upskilling or reskilling. So you may be, like as an engineer and thinking about other types of jobs, and you may just need to go out and try to get some education or certification or something that would change your resume and make you more employable to different type of jobs. I think it's a smart thing to do, and I know that at one point there was a lot of people getting into teaching that way, like they had teaching certifications.
Yeah, I mean, during the Great Recession, believe me, being a real estate agent was not a good
No.
thing. There was not a lot of opportunity for real estate agent, right? So, I mean, they would, someone like that would need to, maybe become a teacher or try to
Right.
be a substitute teacher or something like that. So,
yeah,
consider just reskilling or upskilling your current work. I know that when I was unemployed and I was staying at home with the kids, I learned how to develop websites.
yes, you did.
By learning how to develop websites, that really helped me get my next job. So it wasn't, and that was actually things that helped me get my beyond the next job. People were like so
true.
fascinated with the fact that I knew how to run a website and that I was able to build something from nothing, that it really helped me get even my last job.
Yeah.
they were just fascinated that I knew about SEO and all that stuff like that. So, and that was something that I taught myself during my free time, which there wasn't a lot of free time when I was a stay-at-home mom, that's for sure.
Nope.
All right. So number 6, consider freelance or gig work. So one of the things I love to do is freelance work. Freelance work, at least in the field of marketing and engineering, pays really well.
It does.
So consider, picking up some gigs. If you don't have an ability to make like a ton of money on an hourly rate doing a freelance work, you can do gig work too. Things like Uber driving, things like DoorDash, things like watching dogs, watching houses, painting fences, handyman stuff. You can do all these things, but don't limit yourself. And you can find apps. There are a lot of apps out there.
So many apps now.
Yeah, that let you just kind of put your name on there and put what you want to do, and people will immediately email you, if they need help, or they'll go
access
through
to it is so much easier.
Right. If you get into the Uber driving or the Lyft driving, the app will just let you pick.
Right.
When
it's like, I'm ready to go drive someone.
Exactly.
Okay. And then who's close enough, and you go, I accept.
Yeah, I accept, and then I'm going to go drive these people.
Yeah.
So explore that, especially in the meantime. But do know if you do make additional money and you are on unemployment, that may affect your unemployment insurance payment. So make sure that you're aware of all of that.
Yes. So number 7 is to take care of your mental and physical health. So during this time, you just make sure you take care of yourself. and like by going to the gym, eating
Eating
healthy,
healthy.
and just getting out of the house, get some fresh air. You can't just ignore all that stuff until you get another job.
Right.
It's you have to pay attention to it.
So important to take care of your health, right?
Yes.
Number 8, set a daily routine. Make
yes.
sure that you have a schedule. Know when you're supposed to file every week for unemployment. Know when the kids need to be picked up if you're the one now picking the kids up. Know,
Yes.
know when dinner needs to be made if you're the one making dinner, right? So
Right.
set a schedule so that you're able to kind of know what needs to happen. You don't drop into depression. Depression is very serious, especially when you've lost your job. So definitely make sure that you have a schedule that you're following and checking those things off.
Right. And use it for your job search, obviously, of course. So, and follow-ups and everything in there. It's
Yeah,
the
you
schedule
used to
saved
have,
me. Yeah.
You used to have a schedule.
Yep.
And there would be like, okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm gonna just blanket the internet with my resume and fill out jobs. But on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm gonna take a break from that and I'm gonna go
Right.
do something else. You don't have to look for work every single day. Depending on your unemployment insurance, make sure you know what's required. Most of them require you actively looking for work, and they will have their own definition of what active looks like. So
Yeah.
make sure that you understand that.
And certainly, I know that for a fact that there was kind of trends like when new jobs came on too. And so that was real important to kind of
Like
be
a certain day of the week.
Yeah, like they load them up
Makes
on
sense.
Tuesdays.
Yeah,
or
it makes sense. Like
Wednesday
they
or
wouldn't be
something.
doing it on Saturday and
Yeah,
Sunday,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, or Monday. Everyone's
Or maybe
always
they did
busy
it on Monday and
yeah.
it populated on
Right.
Tuesday.
So you knew you got in early.
Right.
And so, that's also very important with your schedule. So
Mm-hmm.
number 9 is to reflect on your career goals. So let's kind of look at what you want to do. What do you want to do with your job that you're going to get, where you want to go, and just kind of look at that, and then how the jobs that you're applying are going to focus into that.
I mean, do you want to work from
Yeah.
home? I'm like, if
Right.
you want to work from home, apply for the jobs that are for work at home.
Right. Are you entrepreneurial, or have you always been wanting to try out this and you have the savings or money set aside that you can?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can still look for a job, but maybe you start, dipping your toe into being an entrepreneur. We
Yeah.
have
Start
done
making
that.
connections. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Some of the best things we have, like best paying things we've ever done were entrepreneurial.
Oh, for sure.
So, and the last one is number 10. So we call these the three
B's.
B's. And these are to stay positive, be persistent, and pray.
Right.
So make sure that you are in touch with God and praying constantly. He wants to look after you. He wants to bless you. So make sure that you're talking to him frequently and often. So, and definitely stay positive. This is a very difficult time to go through. And we just, pray that you will just be blessed on this journey.
Yes.
And that you will stay positive and persistent. Don't stop.
It'll
Keep
pan
going.
out.
It'll happen.
definitely- Yeah, it'll happen.
Even if it doesn't feel like it's going to happen.
Right.
It'll happen. It may
Yep.
feel like it's never going to happen.
Right.
Stay persistent. You can do this, and we hope that you will
Totally.
just take one blessed
step.
step at a time.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Take care.